प्यार से पुकार लो जहां हो तुम प्यार से पुकार लो जहां. I've got about 54 advertising awards to my credit. What A.R. Rahman did was make it commercial as well. दिल से रे दिल से रे तू ही तू सतरंगी रे ना ना दा रे सा रे गा मा गा रे सा नि सा धा नि सा गा मा मा गा रे.
2025 was a great year for Indian music, and the Indian album Sounds of Kumbh was nominated for the 68th Annual Grammy Awards. And today we have with us Siddhant Bhatia, the composer, who will be traveling to the nominations this year on February. So, welcome Siddharth. Welcome to the Rediff podcast.
Thank you. I'm so honored. I was just talking about this. I think I am a very old Rediff mail user. I still have my account. I keep logging in sometime or the other. I have my old memories associated with it when I was in college.
Okay, lovely. Okay, so is your Grammy speech ready? How are you?
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm thinking about it.
So who do you plan to meet when you reach there? Do you have any ideas?
So many people.
Like a long list?
Yeah, like too many people. I'll tell you what. It's unbelievable, but we've got a whole world of support for this project. And there are hundreds of people, in fact, more than 2,000 people that we have reached out to, we have talked to. And I'm so looking forward to meeting everybody. It's
Any name?
don't know.
Any names that you know?
able to meet.
Any names?
Yeah, a lot of my friends who have gotten nominated alone. So Lily Hayden and my co-producer Charu, my co-producer Jim Kimo, Ron. I'm going to be very happy. Selva Ganesh ji. Then I'm definitely going to meet Shankar ji. I'm going to meet Anushka ji. I'm going to meet everybody. So
You're also co-nominated along with them. Yeah.
a lot of people. Burna Boy. We're going to be all together.
Right. Have you been to the Grammys before? So this will be your first time. What are you wearing? Have you decided? Have you prepared?
Clothes.
Of course, you're wearing clothes, but have you decided? Are you going to wear like a?
Tell you, you're going to see
Okay.
what's going on.
Okay. And who are the people you'll be traveling with?
I'm going with Kanika Kapoor. I'm going with Raja Kumari. I'm going with Malika, Sakshi, my mother.
No.
And I'm going with quite a few people. Yeah.
So when the nominations was announced, who was the first person you rang up and to share the news?
Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar.
Okay.
The first person, then my mother. So it happened in sequence. But I actually was. We were all trying to calm our senses and not getting bothered about it. So one couple from the US, actually, he is a Grammy nominee. He is a Cuban guitar artist. He's a very incredible person called Kiki Valera. His wife, Naomi, they were in Delhi. So we hosted them in Andaz,
Acha.
in Andaz Hotel. And we were all together. And we were chilling outside. And Devraj calls me, Devraj Sanyal, head of UMG. And he says, hey, nominations haven't been announced. And Charu has written, we've made it. We've done it. And I go, how? I said, I don't know. Where has it come? It's not come out. And then I immediately went to Perplexity. I didn't go to Google.
Okay.
So I went to Perplexity. I was like, has Sounds of Kumbh gotten a nomination? And it said no. Sounds of Kumbh has not gotten a Grammy now. Has Cheyenne gotten a nomination? No. Cheyenne has not got. But then I saw that it started naming random people. I was like, no, this is not even our category. There's something up. Then I called Charu and she's, dude, we've got a Grammy nomination for both the albums. And that is when I was like, okay, probably it is a time zone thing that you guys are seeing it before, and maybe there is a kind of a YouTube thing. And then Devraj is like, what? What? I said, yes, what? What? Yeah, okay, fine. And then we started screaming, and people were like, "Inko kya ho gaya?" And this was happening sometime around 11 at night or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, so we were with the.
this was in
Yeah.
no,
On the 7th of November.
November.
Never forgetting that date. I hope it is right. I might have forgotten. You'll be sad.
Okay. And tell us about, you work with 50 plus, Grammy artists, which is, not a usual, fare. How did you?
Been working with artists all my life.
Mhm.
50 is just a number. Just a year before, I worked with 100 artists. The album did not get a nomination, but it was an incredible album that we did with a 4-time Grammy winner called Paul Avgerinos. So we made a devotional album. This was a bhajan album. It was a very beautiful spiritual album, which is new age. So I have been working with artists. So when it comes to artists from childhood, I have been associated with my first special guru who's actually taught me and initiated me, and I was a Gandaband Shagird of him. His name was Ustad Munir Khan Sahab, and he was the father-in-law of the great Ustad Sultan Khan. So Ustad Munir Khan was one of the biggest stalwarts of Sarangi in India, and he was the first disciple of Ustad Amir Khan.
Okay.
And he became a disciple in 1920 something. So I have had the privilege of being with some of the biggest musicians from very formative years of my life. From I was probably 15 when I started actually listening to classical music the way it is. At the age of 15, you don't listen and understand and appreciate Vilambit and Ustad Amir Khan. So unfortunately, my entire Bollywood connection got cut off the day I actually heard Shuddh Kalyan by Ustad Amir Khan. That was the first record I ever heard. And then I heard Bihag. And I was like, ये ऐसे भी होता है गाना? ये क्या है? हम क्या कर रहे हैं? हम तो बुक से पढ़ते थे, and we used to be taught and Prayag Sangeet Samiti and school, and school में classical music, school choir assembly. Like, what is music? This is music. Then I heard Pandit Jasraj, I heard Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, and I saw that there is so much of an influence. Then one fine day, I listened to Shubh Din Ayo by Ustad Bade Ghulam Ali Khan. I heard याद पिया किया है. तो initially तो मुझे लगा कि बहुत young singer गा रहे हैं because his voice is very childlike, his voice was very patla. Then I was like, ये हो क्या रहा है? ये क्या music है यार? ये तो एकदम it is like, and that's when I realized that we studying for IIT and AIMS, and this is not my zone. What am I doing? And for the last 3-4 years, हम लोग घिसे जा रहे हैं integration, differentiation, I don't know, trigonometry. Oh God, I can never forget those days. मतलब मुझे इतना अच्छे से आता था.
Yeah.
Huge pages we were filling of all those things. And
But engineering also kind of awakens your true desire.
whatever, I do not remember the last time I used a sign by cos is equal to tan. For me, of course, it is probably definitely happening. I'm in a building that has been prepared or trigonometry and architecture. But no, this wasn't my zone. But I was very good at it. My mom made me, because she's a bio teacher, she's a PhD in immunology. So my mother made me go into bio. और मैं उसमें भी बहुत अच्छा था. So I actually, as of what I remember, I got 94 in PCMB, in boards. तो हम अच्छे से मतलब, but I got 99 in music. And because of my over smartness, मुझे उसने 1 mark काट दिया. I was being over smart. I'm a classical singer and all that. Yeah, whatever nonsense happened. But yeah, so I was like, यार ये music में मुझे 99 मिला है. But we're talking 2001. 2001 was not the time when you were free to get into music. Neither were you somebody who had those kind of avenues, nor was my father so convinced that Mumbai is the place to be in, because we did not have a backup. We did not have a family, family history of somebody who's going to be the black sheep going slowly towards from Delhi onward. हम लोग का तो यार ठीक है, engineer. And I was doing IIT preparation. मुझे तो IAS के बारे में भी नहीं बताया किसी के, यही करना है, 2 things in life.
But how much of your parents' influence was
Big
there?
influence, that's what I was just telling you. One fine day, my mother sees that, bhai, so I had signed up for nanotech in Sydney, and my father had taken a loan, a big loan. It wasn't a small loan, and we're talking somewhere around a 25 lakh at that time. At that time, 2001, 25 lakh means I have to repay for at least 20 years. I hope so. उस समय यही था. It was mad. He was very pissed off. He was like, "Hey, क्या सब करना पड़ रहा है?" Because every day he was like talking to CAs and all these kind of things. And I remember that time. And the loan got sanctioned, and I'm to leave in about 6 months or so, or 3 months. I don't remember, something of that sort. Something very crazy happened. Should I tell you about it? It's a miraculous thing. Okay. So at that time, I was completely mad about Ustad Amir Khan, and my whole agenda of the day was, I used to carry a bag and I used to go around Chandni Chowk and I used to go around Daryaganj looking for musicians and looking for knowledge, because us time pe we had Rediff, we had Google. I don't remember how much of Google we had. There were other search engines.
Yeah.
And I was reading blogs and I was trying to read about gharanas, and because my ustad was from Indore Gharana, I wanted to know more about Amir Khan, where he stayed, where he came, what he did. तो मैं बस पकड़ के जाता था, and I used to look for old recordings that people have. So I learned a software called Cool Edit Pro. And I used to transfer old cassettes to the computer and then put it in my MP3 player, and full day I used to burn CDs and listen. And I was like, I'm preserving music. Like, ठीक है, this is my new thing. So my father is like, साला पूरा दिन यही करता है. And every few days I used to ask him, मेरे लिए 10 CDs ले आना, मेरे लिए ये. My father was right across a place called Nehru Place in Delhi. So his office was in Kalkaji, we are in Nehru Place, and Nehru Place is like your biggest computer market of the world. So every few days he used to send a peon to buy me CDs, and he's like, क्या चल रहा है bro, what is going on, ऐसा क्या, और backup ले रहा है, क्या है तेरे पास, काम तो है नहीं कोई. So anyway, I used to do all these things, and one fine day my mother saw an advertising in the paper called for an institute called SAE, School of Audio Engineering. Now School of Audio Engineering क्या है भाई? तो ठीक है, मम्मी ने बोला, do you want to check it out? I said, yeah, why not? Because I'm going to Sydney to study nanotech. It's going to be so interesting. Okay, fine. So she said, okay, let's go. And I were the counselors from Chennai, and they were like, हम ये कराएंगे आपको, वो कराएंगे. Fine, we'll do this, that. Then one of my friends one day, he introduced me to a very interesting guy with a very interesting name. His name was Brin, B-R-I-N. And my friend's name was Abhik Majumdar. So this guy was a बाप ऑफ कलेक्शन. मतलब मैं तो इससे इतना इंस्पायर्ड था, मैं तो थोड़ी सी कैसेट्स खोजता था, ये भाई साहब पता नहीं कहाँ दुनिया से इसका कनेक्ट था उस टाइम पे, सबसे फोन पे बात कर करके. A huge house in CR Park, and all he used to do is listen to उस्ताद आमिर खान and उस्ताद बड़े गुलाम अली. और मुझे उस समय समझ केवल उस्ताद आमिर खान की थी. I didn't have that kind of, मैंने यार यही करना है मुझे. और मैं I was in competition, मैं भी लाऊंगा. I'll go and look for cassettes. ठीक है. और this Brain guy, he met me in the daytime. He told me that you have a knack for these things. You need to do audio engineering. I said, dude, what is audio engineering? First of all, I am an engineer already, half engineer, 12th तक तो मैं पढ़ ही रहा हूँ, IIT prep. वही ये क्या audio क्या होता है, तो मुझे नहीं पता. So he said, whatever you're doing right now is a very small part of audio engineering. I said, is it DJing? That my whole family will not allow me to. So he said, no, DJing is a part of audio engineering. I said, okay, fine. Then he told me about it. He said, we are talking about the physics of sound. I was very interested. ये तो मेरा subject है. I really like physics of sound. ऐसे कर करके this guy said, you know what? You need to talk to your father. I said, no, I am not going to talk to my father. Oh, the last person I'm going to talk to. He said, okay, fine, I'll talk to him. I said, okay, let's talk to my father. So this guy came to my house somewhere around 6 o'clock and waited with me for 3 hours before my father walks into the door, and he's like, hi, new guy. किसको लेके आया अभी, ठीक है चलो देखते. एंड ही सिट्स अक्रॉस एंड ही सेज, आपको ना इसको साउंड इंजीनियरिंग कराना चाहिए. माय फादर इज लाइक, ये क्या होता है? इज लाइक ही
Typical Indian
He
father.
is an M.Tech in chemical engineering. He is a marketing MBA. He is a double पता नहीं क्या था उनको सब था जो भी किया हुआ था उन्होंने. जो what is sound engineering, ये तो मैंने कभी पढ़ा ही नहीं है, सुना ही नहीं है. It's like नहीं, it's a new and upcoming field and it's been there. Okay, my father's face became smaller and smaller. And ये क्या करना क्या चाहते हैं? अभी लोन लिया गया है अभी ये. And at that time, taking a loan was a very big deal. Very big deal. चलो ठीक है, ब्रिन भाई ने अपना अपना बोला और बहुत देर तक उनको कन्विंस किया. He said, you know what? Go to SAE college and check it out. ठीक है. That day that Brin left and we did not have mobile phones. We're talking 2002. Fine, Brin गया और me, mom, dad, we went and checked out SAE college. We were very happy. And I said, yeah, I should do this.
Hmm.
My dad is looking at me. And उस दिन तो जो बवाल हुआ है, ये क्या है?
But how is it now? Like, when he sees your growth and, what you're doing with music.
Seeing my growth from upstairs. And he's
No, but your mom, they
see,
must have seen you.
the twist of the story is that this happened somewhere in 2002.
Mhm.
And from 2002 to 2026 that we are in today, I never found that Brin on this planet Earth again.
Oh, it was like a divine
I
intervention.
don't know. It was the first time I met him ever in my life. And I never know where he went. गया हवा में. और मैंने बहुत खोजा. मैं बहुत खोजता हूँ. I'm a big stalker when it comes to these things. कहाँ है, कौन है, क्या है. And at that time stalking was like घर में घुस जाना, कहाँ है भाई, कहाँ, फोन थोड़ी होता था. So whatever happened that day moved me into this direction. And moved me नहीं, बिल्कुल shaped my life into that.
Absolutely.
So today, whatever has led to a Grammy nomination is resilience, is a lot of struggle, is a lot of health issues, a lot of things that have been put into it. So when I went to study in Australia, I was spending hours and hours in studios because I knew one thing, that I'm never going to be able to work on this equipment again. I just had to be here. मुझे क्या है अभी, वो पार्टी तो कभी भी हो सकती है. So that was the kind of awareness that I had at that time. I was very happy. We recorded the Blues Festival. We recorded so many things. We were a part of mixing, mastering. जो लाइफ में करना था कर लिया.
You briefly also did jingles.
A lot, not briefly.
Uh-huh.
We've done a lot of government work. We've done a lot of brand work. We've done lays. I've got about 54 advertising awards to my credit. I've even got the Cannes Award and Cannes Lions. So yeah, we've got some incredible awards.
I think the Imperial one is one of
Imperial Blue Men Will Be Men. We did that as well in 2018. We got awards for
it's
that.
trending even now.
हाँ चलता है, but it's not.
How did that music come about? For
It's not music alone. It's a web series. We did a web series and we did it here in Mumbai. We were here for about. So I have been in advertising through and through from 2007 onwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't been in music as such, but we started moving a little beyond it. I have always had the spirit of collaboration. I've always believed in those kind of things. Why aren't we doing things that are out of the extraordinary? Why aren't we doing things out of the ordinary? Why aren't we doing different type of music? So different type of music मुझे बनाने का कुछ ज़्यादा ही शौक था. So we kept doing that. And I found collaborators from all over the world, all over the, So yeah. We've done plenty of work, and slowly it led to me hitting the Grammys with my first submission called Ananta. So there was this huge festival that happened in Delhi with the Art of Living. It was called, please excuse me, it's called the World Culture Festival. It was a very mega festival with millions of people coming together and 1 lakh people on the stage. I don't even remember how many. So that time I did an album called Ananta where I recorded about 40 artists in a matter of 3 months. And these 40 artists are the top artists of India. We're talking about Pandit Jasraj, who sang my composition. We're talking about Ustad Rashid Khan. We're talking about every single artist possible. Aruna Sairam ji, Sudha Raghunathan ji, Kala Ramnath, Rajesh Vedya, Serdwa Ganesh ji, Viku Vinayak Ram ji. I mean, you name the artist, I went to them. Pandit Suresh Talwalkar. Mother, we went to everybody. Not Suresh Talwalkar, I forgot. Sorry, we didn't record him. But we went out to almost every single artist, and I made this compilation
Hmm.
of original music. So that is my first submission to the Grammys. It was an Indian classical album.
This was in which year?
2016.
16. Okay.
So that is when, and I always believed in organic sound. As an engineer, as a recording engineer, I've spent a lot of time recording, miking up. This was my passion.
Right. Do you agree that, over the last couple of years, we're seeing, India going back to its roots? Like, we are making a lot of spiritual music. Like, Sounds of Kumbh is a beautiful example of how devotional and spiritual music has been taken into the forefront, and, it's created this huge global buzz. So, what reasons do you attribute for this going back?
Knowledge and I think awareness. Most importantly, the environment that has been created by this government.
Mhm.
I think if you look at the global landscape, there are shootings happening in school that are even more, even more apparent now. Just a few days back, we saw so much happening in the US. I mean, the one single most factor that differentiates India from the rest of the world is our tradition, our values, our knowledge. That is still binding us together. Every street has a temple, has a religious facility, has a saint. So, thoda blessing, is in every house, is in, we start with the Ganesh ji in the morning. And of course, there are other beautiful religions and they have their own importance in their own lives. But the presence of knowledge, the presence of vast amounts of knowledge and the flow of knowledge from our ancestors and our traditions have actually helped us in today's times. So abhi kya ho raha hai with the stress that has built up over the years, with so much bombardment of communication.
Mhm.
You are scrolling, you cannot stop scrolling till your battery dies out, and you'll never let your battery die out. And you have unlimited internet. There was a time when you did not have unlimited internet, तो हम बच के रखते थे. You remember,
Yeah,
64
yeah.
kbps was a very
We had to
high
buy.
bus, yeah. तो भाई इतना ही करना है. अब तो unlimited है. Nobody cares about calling anymore. We are texting. We are in a situation where we are aligned to this bombardment of information and we are exchanging information day by day. Notifications. You're doing something, a notification comes, you're doing something else. A notification comes, you're doing something completely different. And you're actually following this lead. And after a few minutes, you see that you've already changed direction 6 times, or maybe 10 times, or once, or whatever. The point is, today, after this advent of technology and this, surge of stress that has come in, people have suddenly realized that meditation करना चाहिए. ये तो सबसे बात कर रहे हैं इस बारे में. Then I'm talking about the art of living so much because this is the only Sudarshan Kriya per se has given me so much benefit that it is unbelievable. So I talk about that. But for everyone else now, we are talking about bhajan clubbing. What exactly is bhajan clubbing? It is the same thing that we have been doing, which is called satsang. Rishi Nitya Pragya, Vikram Hazra, Sahil Jagtiani, me, myself. I mean, we have been doing this for 20 years, 30 years. Every Osho. ये भजन क्लबिंग ही तो था. क्या था ये movement? The whole world is coming together in Rishikesh with Maharshi Mahesh Yogi and doing a satsang. अभी भी ऋषिकेश में अपने जो forgot चिदानंद सरस्वती जी का जो वहां पर रोज ही रात को सत्संग ही तो होता है, एवरीबॉडी इज डांसिंग, एंजॉय, सारे साधु भी वही ऋषिकेश में ही करते हैं, इट इज भजन क्लबिंग. बट the youth has suddenly woken up to the fact that we need to do this. We need to stay away from alcohol. We need to stay away from non-vegetarian food because it is adding to stress.
Mm.
This awareness
Mm.
has also, been attributed, has also happened because we need to move within ourselves. There is a need to go beyond what we have in our hands, drop it. My mentor, his name is Dr. Arun Madhavan. He's helped me from when I was in school, of course, just right out of school, maybe. And he was the chairman of Art of Living for the longest time. He said that we've found the touch,
Mm.
but we have lost the grip.
Wow. Okay.
Something so
Very deep. Yeah.
we lost the grip. We don't have a good handwriting anymore. हमको तो डांट पड़ती थी. But people are waking up to it. People are going towards holistic technologies. People are going to holistic healing overall. So I'm myself a researcher of binaural beats. A lot of people are using AI to calm themselves down because it's so easy to do that. I'm working on something else. But here's the thing, that we have woken up to an era where we are balancing a negative with a positive. We have started doing that.
True.
And everyone, including our peers, are considering meditation a new thing. It is not something that is personal, and if I use that word, we are going to be looked down upon. People, in fact, are not liking a lot of people who are smoking and drinking, which is not a bad thing. What we are talking about is it had started happening in excess, in extremes. When it comes to extremes of anything, we're destroying ourselves. So we are seeing what is happening everywhere around the world. There is normal destruction. It is a normal thing. अभी कहीं पर एक war हो जाती है ना, we are not flinching. हो रहा है. Because अभी हो गया, इंडोनेशिया में हो गया, या ईरान में हो गया, कुछ भी चल रहा है, मतलब एवरीथिंग इज नॉर्मल फॉर अस. पाकिस्तान में रोज ही हो रहा है. सो एक टाइम तो ऐसा था यार, ओ माय गॉड, अ टेररिस्ट अटैक हैपेंड,
Not any.
ओ लेट्स प्रे. अभी क्या कहाँ पे हो रहा है किसी को क्या पता है. सो द एनवायरनमेंट, thankfully in India, and thankfully I personally feel very secure and very creative. I think that today we have the most secure environment to actually go all out with creativity. We have amazing distributors come to light. We have amazing artists suddenly come out of somewhere, anywhere. नहीं तो हमको, people used to go to an Indian Idol or India's Got Talent. I mean, obviously those shows exist, but you don't need that. You are discovering artists on Instagram, and at any point of time it is happening. You don't need to be on television.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah.
I'm saying.
So yeah, the other thing is, you also mentioned how, Bollywood has kind of evolved in terms of its music over the years and how technology has taken over. And you also mentioned beautifully how, devotion was always a part, or classical music was always a part of Bollywood, which, a lot of people may not be aware. We've been listening to the songs, probably we don't even know how, the base has always been classical. Some of the top musicians and artists, like you rightly mentioned, were also classical artists. What are some of the songs, that we have been listening to, but we didn't really know had a classical base?
Every song.
Uh-huh.
Like if there's a classical base, from फिर ले आया दिल to आओगे जब तुम साजना, which is in Rag Tilak Ka Mod. Every composer
Mm-hmm.
has played with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember once I was doing a reinterpretation of the incredible R.D. Burman ji's song Rim Jhim Gire Sawan. So Rim Jhim Gire Sawan, सोलग सोलग जाए मन, भीगे आज इस मौसम में लगी कैसी ये अगन.
Wow.
So don't mind. But the point is that when I sang this with Kala Didi, is my teacher Kala Ramna. She said, नहीं ये सही नहीं है. क्या क्यों? It is सा गा रे मा जे मा गे. I was like, oh my god, ये तो हम सारे गा मा पा.
Yeah, yeah.
हम तो ऐसे गा रहे थे. नहीं, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने ध्यान से नहीं सुना. तो उस्ताद राशिद खान once told me that you cannot be a singer until you listen. You cannot be a musician until you listen. And listening is about listening to yourself. You have to sit with the tanpura. You have to. So when it comes to a lot of people today, they are after whatever we've achieved, whatever little we've achieved. Yeah. So they ask, what are we supposed to do? I mean, the first thing I refer to a book that I had read by Steve Vai, the great guitarist. I'm not a guitarist, but I read that book and it said, learn everything. He said, just learn everything. I was like, how can somebody learn everything? No, I have to keep upskilling. The first thing that we have to do is we have to open our minds to what have people done. When you talk about the evolution of classical music in Bollywood, it is an actual evolution where there was a time when we were using ragas to compose songs because an audience was there to actually appreciate those ragas. So when you're talking about a Remaji Magere Savan and R.D. Burman time till maybe 1942, a love story, the people were still going to concerts of Pandit Bhimsen Joshi. They were educated in classical music, but right after that, villages to cities migration happened, cities to international migration happened, and people started earning. People moved into nuclear families, and art and culture na thoda kam hota gaya. It is true. To the greatest extent, it is true because, like I said, we were moved into choosing between medical or engineering because that is what is going to earn us bread and butter and we can support families. So art and culture ka importance stayed with a lot of incredible gharanas, gharana traditions. So chalta gaya, it's not left any, I mean, it's still very, very important, though it has lost a lot of importance because music has become global in itself. Abhi evolution ho gaya. So when we are talking about a Rimaj Himagire Savan, I was just, about to tell you a mention of how intricately the notes were, how difficult it is for a Lata ji to sing this and only a Lata ji to sing it. Why cannot another singer sing it? Because she was trained to do it and she knew कैसे pick up करना है, उसकी आवाज को कैसे blend करना है. How did a Kishore Kumar sing it in that way? And so many other songs. You name the song, it has a classical base. But today, we don't really care about that so much. We don't have to stick to one scale. Otherwise, it is not commercial. तो वो scale का knowledge भी तो होना चाहिए. What about the appreciation? There has to be an appreciation. Music is very commercial. Music is very beautiful. And I feel today music is a direct means to stress relief. I don't want to listen to a song and then imagine ये इसमें क्या किया है इसने.
What is that one song for you where you can, whenever you're stressed, you can just listen and...
क्या दिल ने कहा वो तुम झूमती बहार है कहाँ हो तुम प्यार से पुकार लो जहाँ हो तुम प्यार से पुकार लो जहाँ हो तुम खो रहे हो आज किस ख्याल में. But there are so many. I mean,
a couple more that, a song that takes you back to your childhood.
ढल चुकी ना जाने तुम कब आओगे हवा के रुख बदल चुकी. I'm very bad with lyrics, I'm sorry. This this music video alone, अभी उस समय ना हमारे music videos जो बनते थे, they were in one terrace. और बार बार उसमें कैमरा घूमता रहता था एंड दैट वाज सो कूल 5 मिनट का गाना सो लाइक अ सुहानी रात आई सॉ a live version of Mohammad Rafi. We have it on YouTube, singing it, and there is an orchestra going on a very different jazz zone. मैंने कहा ये क्या चल रहा है? तो the advancements at that time was so huge. They were so inspired. They were so beautiful. We've actually evolved into something mega. Now we've got so many orchestras from around the world.
What is that one song that you think there was a lot of effort that went into it, and which probably people don't even know today, that, you know, it was a difficult composition to.
You are asking me a very tough question. I don't even know. I
Like,
think
because you've done all the mixings and everything, you know, like
Sounds of Kum.
no, not for Sounds of Cope. Like, you have been, yeah, in time, yeah.
I think a lot of A.R. Rahman songs, I'll say, especially when he came up with groundbreaking music, a lot of A.R. Rahman songs were ultra layered. He was playing with layers after layers, and I had the fortune of meeting Ustad A.R. Rahman, the great maestro A.R. Rahman, very, very recently. My friend P.A. Deepak, who's also the mixing engineer on the album and the mastering engineer, he took me to take his blessings. I also had the fortune of working for a couple of hours with his great engineer Sridhar Ji and KJ Singh. So I'm very grateful that I had that opportunity when I recorded A.R. Rahman Ji in Delhi.
What do you like about his music?
It is layered. It is very visionary. It is visionary to a very next level. We don't know how visionary it is. The other contemporary I will say is Ilya Raja ji. So when it comes to difficult work, no, ये difficult है. So what Ilya Raja actually did, Maestro Ilya Raja, he did use classical music and Western orchestration in a way that nobody had thought about.
Any examples that you would dub?
सारा ये आलम नूरानी है बेरंग सी रंग में Shreya is singing this. I think Roop Kumar ji is also singing it. बहुत ज्यादा intricate है ये सब it is like threads and threads. But what A.R. Rahman did was make it commercial as well. For us, it was very simple. दिल से रे ये classical है. Roja is classical. This is very, very hardcore classical. But the way he has presented it with so much incredible creativity, they defined the era. We were talking about great music from Anu Malik ji, and we were talking about everyday hits of Sonu Nigam ji, but suddenly an A.R. Rahman comes and takes over. Why? Because it touches your heart. Bombay. Oh my God. हिल गई वहीं पे क्या बना दिया यार हम अच्छा इट वाज ऑन लूप तू ही तू सतरंगी रे ना ना द रे सा रे गा मा ग रे सा नि सा ध नि सा सारा पता नहीं क्या क्या उन्होंने इसमें डाला है बट कितना ब्यूटीफुली इन्होंने इसे अरेंज किया कंपोज किया सो आई थिंक the Shrey, the onus also goes to the film director Mani Ratnam ji. It goes to the whole team that believed in you, and ये defining था. This was a defining moment for Indian cinema, Indian music, where everybody is now like Salim Suleiman. He's my very very close to me.
What is it one song that you can always listen to on loop? Any time of the day, you can just. Of course, I want you to sing. I want you to sing. The whole idea is to make you sing.
आओगे जब तुम साजना आंगना फूल खिलेंगे बरसेगा सावन झूम झूम के दो दिल ऐसे मिलेंगे आओगे जब तुम साजना आंगना फूल खिलेंगे.
Wow.
I will never forget my times with great times with Ustad Rashid Khan. He was very close to me and my heart. We had a great time together. So yeah, it always takes me back. The one thing that I do remember is how stalwarts of the industry also shaped our sound. You know, one song, Sandesh Shandilya, I think he was the music director for it.
Mhm. And obviously, one song from Sounds of Kum for all our
Again, so
readers.
I'll not call it the best song because every single song, especially me, I can't say is the best song because मेरा तो सब पे चला है. But when we just sang Aoge Jab Tum Sajna, and it is the same raga that has been again twisted and molded, blah. But Ram 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 Nam Tarakam Ram Krishna Vasudeva Bhakti Mukti Dayakam Ram Krishna Vasudeva Bhakti Mukti Dayakam Janaki Manoharam Janaki Manoharam Sarvalokanayakam Shankaradisevaman Punyanama Kirtanam Punyanama Kirtanam Punyanama Kirtanam Ram 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 Nam Tarakam Ram Krishna Vasudeva Bhakti Mukti Dayakam. So it takes me on a very beautiful journey within. And I think music today, we have the responsibility as musicians, as creators, to take people on a journey within because, like, we know how much of music is coming out. I think the last I heard was 1.5 lakh songs a day. Yeah, on Spotify. So, I don't remember, maybe more. I don't remember actually. I'm very bad with these research based things, though. I keep.
Yeah. So the Grammys are coming up on Feb 1. Siddharth, would you like to have a vote appeal? Can people like us also, humble people like us, vote for your album?
You
Or
can vote, but it won't go there. Like you can just send me an email and vote. Not no. Say, no, of course.
how can we, support you?
You can
and-
pray.
Yeah.
And we're all going to pray. We can all going to. I would seek your blessings, and I would just say that this victory, I keep saying that on loop. I repeat it. It is not mine. It is impossible. It is actually an impossible feat because when you think about a global music scenario, we are talking about everybody in the global music scenario. Everyone who has a song enters in a global music category. Everybody. So it is a blessings of India. It is a blessings of the saint. I've read it in a couple of places. When you walk 1 mile, God walks 10 miles for you. So this is what happened with Sounds of Kumbh. The government enabled it. It was the vision of the Prime Minister that a Kumbh should be there. And the CM Yogi Adityanath ji, he facilitated it. तो हम वहाँ गए. You know, it worked out for us. And we did our best to do what we know how to do best. That's it. So we just made sure that, all this has happened. And now that it has reached global level of validation, that Indian music is, and not just me, we are talking about Shankar ji, we're talking about Shakti, we're talking about Anushka ji, 3 Indians nominated globally in the same categories. So there is a shift, and there is a very mindful, meaningful shift of the world towards what is happening in India.
Right.
I think we should all go to India. And that's my message, guys. Just collaborate, keep thinking, reach out to me. So, we'll all do this together.
Yeah.
Sounds of Kumbh is a togetherness activity.
Yeah. On behalf of Freediff and all of us, we wish Siddharth a very good, luck and wish. We hope the Grammys come home this time. Thank you, Siddharth, for having us. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.